Welcome to episode 27 of the Hub City Fibers podcast. My name is Lillian. I am your gracious host, and I am a podcast that talks a lot about my fiber journey with knitting and spinning and all of that crazy stuff that I do all the time. And yeah, it's been a really long time. I actually moved into a home. So I'm a homeowner now, and it's been very, very lovely, and I'm really happy to be back, but it is a little bit strange just because it's been a while. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and really appreciate the love on Instagram and here hopefully as well. I always have to build up again whenever I take a pretty long break, but that's okay. Such is life, you know. So I guess I'll start talking about so before I start about works in progress and everything that's kind of been going on in the meantime, I do want to talk about, I do have a make-along that I am starting, and it is mostly because Halloween is coming. So I think I'll announce the winner on either Halloween or the day after Halloween. But essentially, all you have to do is tag Hub City Halloween on Instagram and just post a photo of your make-along. It's gonna be super, super lenient, not too many rules. The only thing is that it has to be an accessory and kind of like Halloween-esque themed, however you want to interpret that. So I kind of came about this because of my project that I'm working on with my Halloween colors. This color is called You Bewitched Me, and it is like this purpley teal color. And this is BFL yarn, which is my sock, and my Footloose base, which is my sock yarn. And this is what the sock looks like so far. It's like a variegated sock. And yeah, it's really fun. I'm excited. Hopefully I'll get to wear these on Halloween because it's been a while since I made a pair of socks, and I really do love wearing all my hand knit socks. Like, I wear my hand knit socks all the time, so I want to continue collecting hand knit socks because they're the best. And honestly, if you haven't learned how to hand knit socks, like, you just have to find there's so many different methods to learn how to knit socks. I have DPNs, and the tools that I use are the Like A needles, double pointed needles, and these are size 2 or 2.75 millimeters. And they're really, really nice. Usually I do the Haya Sharps, or I have used the Haya Sharps, and I really like those as well. But for whatever reason, I'm really enjoying the light. Well, the metal ones are light too, but for whatever reason, I'm really enjoying the wooden composition of these needles. So I highly recommend them. I don't know if I would get the Like A interchangeable set because I heard that they could break easily. And if you're one of those, you know, hold your knitting needles, like gripping them like death grip, then probably wooden needles aren't for you. But yeah, I do like them as DPNs. Another project that I'm working on, which I don't think I've shown you an update, and I haven't really worked on it since the move, is this toy, which on Amazon I bought like the eyes and stuff. You have to buy those separately, obviously, but it's a little rabbit, and I'm excited to stuff it, and I don't know what I'll do with this. I might keep it, or I might give it away to someone at my job who's pregnant and is expecting their first child. That's the fun part about knitting, is that you could just give away stuff like this. But I don't know, I'm kind of like dorking out about it because it's just so freaking cute. And this is a pattern it's called Christopher Bunny, and it's a pattern by Susan B. Anderson. She has a lot of really awesome like stuffed toys, and I always wanted to make a stuffed toy, and honestly it's a lot of fun if you're like an advanced knitter, or you know, you've been knitting for a while and you know like basic techniques. I think it's something different and it's fun. And I am using some leftover yarn, 100% Shetland that I have left over. And it makes a perfect hand stuffed toy. So yeah, that's been something I have to pick up because I actually really enjoyed working on that. Another item, oh, here's the yarn that I'm using as well. I have a lot of this yarn left over. This is fingering weight, like kind of rustic yarn. It's not superwash at all. And here's an abandoned sock that I was making, but it's not working out. I'm abandoning it because it's way too big and I don't want to finish it. Maybe another time I'll finish it, but for now, it is going to remain dormant in this project bag. And I'm also using some of the leftover West wool that I got from EYF back when pre-corona times. So there's that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've been really working on. I also have a lot of hand spun that I'm working on. These are 2 skeins from Spin City. And they're very, very pink and pretty. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen this. But this, I fell in love with her work at Edinburgh Yarn Festival because she had this booth, and her booth is mostly like hand spinners and weavers, and she had like very, very girly hand spun yarn or bats, I should say. And yeah, I just kind of splurged during the move and bought her bats because I really admired her like aesthetic. And yeah, I think I'm going to start casting on some of my hand spun yarn as hats because I just really love the way I don't know, I treat my hand spun like like finished objects because they're, you spend a lot of intimate time with, this sounds insane, but you spend so much intimate time with like a fiber and then you create a yarn. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a finished work of art. So it's like it hurts to like use it, but I really should use it because it's yarn and you just gotta use your art. I also kind of treated myself prior to moving. I've been like on a spending spree because whatever, I'm like a totally nervous shopper. Like I like to retail therapy. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I bit the bullet and I bought some Frost yarns because I really admire her. She's a really famous dyer who really gives a lot of information about dyeing. And I think that's really wonderful that she's very much a contributing, like she likes to contribute to the community and provide helpful tips and tricks for dyeing. And I think that she really goes above and beyond. So I wanted to test out her stuff and support her. And you know what? I'm really glad I did. I'm really enjoying her fiber club, which I purchased. And yeah, I'm excited. So I actually have it comes with 3. And this is what they both look like. So this one is a red, orange, green, light green transition. And the way that her colors play, I'm excited. What I did was I split the roving in half. And I obviously opened it up, but I split the roving in half and I'm spinning it so that I can 2-ply it because I'm a 2-ply person on the wheel, if that makes any sort of sense. If you're not a spinner, essentially, I'm sure knitters know this too, but what I do is I'm really just trying to like perfect and like I really enjoy a nice 2-ply. So what I did was I'm splitting it. I'm doing I think it's called fractal spinning, so that the colors will still remain the same once the finished product is done. And I think I posted that on my story. So I do post a lot on Instagram. If you want to follow me there, I'm at HUBCITYFIBERS. I try to post, what I'm working on a daily and, any other crafty stuff that I'm working on. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Frost Yarns Targhee, and I really enjoy this space as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on. I have no other, I have this hat that I've been working on as well. And it's a cable hat, And you really can't tell, it kind of gets like washed out a little bit. I haven't finished it because I'm over here casting on new things and starting new projects. And, but I'll wear it for a little bit. But I have actually one more skein of this yarn. It's my Masa Blue. It's an Aran weight yarn. And it actually makes a really good hat. It's like this kind of black, it has red and a little bit of like blue and, you know, a variation of grays. And I think it makes a really, really nice hat. And this hat pattern is free. It's called Jason's Cashmere Hat. And it's really, really nice if you want to like, it's a pretty, I would say it's a pretty good beginner friendly cable pattern because it's just a 3x3 like cable, and it's very intuitive and really, really nice. And this is a perfect hat that you can kind of give to somebody and they would think that you spent like a million years on it if they're not knitters, but you didn't, because it's such a simple pattern. But I think it's really, really, it's really flattering, and I either might give this away as a Christmas present or I might keep it for myself because I'm selfish and I want to keep all my knits. But you know what, my sister, who's moving currently, she was going through like all her closet and stuff, and you know, I've made her a lot of knit stuff in the past, and she like called me to kind of let me know that she really admires like all the hats that I made and she loves them. And she's like insisting that I knit to sell, but I'm not that type of person. I like to create stuff for makers. I don't really like to sell like my hand knit stuff because I do grow attached to the items that I am knitting. I don't know if you guys are like that. Do you guys find it easy to give away your hand knits or your hand makes? Let me know down below. And I guess that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna, I guess, wrap it up there. I wanted to keep this kind of nice and sweet and short and kind of give you guys an update of what's been going on. If you guys are interested at all, I do have some stuff that's new in the shop if you want to go take a look. I'm just gonna go through one of the listings I have, but it is a Halloween themed sock duo that I have in the shop, and I have two colorways. One of them is the You Bewitched Me colorway, which is what I'm knitting my socks out of. And that's what it looks like on this in skein form. And then the second color is called Seance, and this is more of like an orangey Halloween color. And it's really nice because it's on my BFL base, my Footloose base, which is 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon, which is honestly ideal for hats, socks, anything that you're gonna kind of be, you know, putting a lot of friction. So the heels have a lot of friction. Your hat in the wintertime with the water and the moisture and the touching all the time, that you want to have something that's going to be a little bit more durable, and that's why it's nice to have kind of like that nylon. And also for the sake of simplicity, sorry, I got a phone call. I'm recording this not on my regular setup, but yeah, that's why it's really, really nice to have nylon, and it makes really good, it makes a really, really good base for like sturdy accessories, which is perfect for my Halloween make-along. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. I'm gonna go into what I've been, you know, nothing that's kind of related to knitting or anything like that, but essentially what I'm watching on TV, and that is I am watching this American Revolution drama that I found on Netflix called Turn. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's essentially like the entire historical story of Washington and how he kind of rebelled against the Redcoats and kind of like all that history. And the reason that's kind of piquing my interest today is because I moved to this town that actually has a lot of historical places. Like there's a historical redoubt that I live near, and a lot of history during the revolution happened in this area. So it's kind of fun to kind of, you know, go back on my knowledge on history. I actually enjoy history, but it's been so long that I like have kind of read about American history and like the time. I really enjoy time period pieces, especially because I love the costumes involved, and colonial time period is interesting because they like knit and they spin and they candle make and they do all the stuff that like I like to do in today's modern day and age. So yeah, I'm really having a lot of fun with that in the evenings. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I've been up to. That's all I have. Yeah, so I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. That one definitely was not ready, but that's okay.